Joining me now, Donna Brazile, chairwoman of the Democratic National Committee. Donna, thank you very much for being here. So the people involved in that campaign to incite violence at the Trump rallies and make it, look like Trump supporters were violent when in fact they had been provoked by these folks looking for a fight, say that this was in direct coordination with Hillary Clinton's camp and with the DNC. Scott Fovo, the guy caught on tape who's now been fired, said this is how it worked. The Hillary camp pays the DNC pays Democracy Partners, our group, who pays the Fovo group, and that's the group that quote, executes the expletive on the ground.
Hey,
Do you
Kelly,
deny it?
that contract, first of all, that contract, based on my knowledge, I became chair on July 28th. The contract that is allegedly being referred to was not signed until June of 2016. I think all of that evidence is out there. Look, when you have a convicted criminal sneaking around your office with imposters that try to
Are you referring to Bob Kramer, the head of Democracy Partners?
No, I'm referring to Mr. O'Keefe in the instance that he has doctored some videos as he's done before. But again, going back to the so-called contract that you mentioned, Bob's contract, according to the records that I was able to pull at the DNC, was not signed until June of 2016.
Bob Kramer, just to get our viewers up to speed, let me just say, I'll give you the floor, but I just want to tell our viewers what we're talking about, because they may not know who he is. Bob Kramer's the head of... One second, Donna, forgive me, because I just want to get the viewers up to speed who haven't been following this like you and I have.
Okay.
Bob Kramer was the head of Democracy Partners. This is one of the groups, he's now been fired, this is one of the groups that committed these acts. He's the man who was at the White House 342 times and met personally, according to the records, with President Obama in some fashion over 40 times. He's now been dismissed, but he's the one saying that there was coordination with the DNC, and this is obviously a very well-connected man. He, too, is a convicted felon, convicted for fraud. This is obviously not an honest person, and yet you were working very closely with him, the DNC.
Well, again, Bob Kramer, I went back to the DNC the other day when this came up after we learned that we had a trespass, a convicted criminal sneaking around our office posing as an intern, and I asked for the records of Mobilize to be produced. Now, Bob, this was a contract with Mobilize, his group, was signed in June to help us with building rallies across the country, meaning Democratic rallies. So what Mr. Trump was referring to, and I'm sure you'll see the results, that was something that happened months ago, and I have no evidence and no knowledge of that. Mr. Kramer stepped aside because he did not want to be the kind of distraction that he is even at this point. Here, I just witnessed the third debate. I went to all three debates. I thought Hillary did a fantastic job. I thought she was not only on the mark in terms of the substance and talking about real solutions for the middle class, but Donald Trump had an opportunity tonight to tell the American people that he would not allow any foreign government to undermine our democratic process. And rather than take that position, Donald Trump basically said, in a democracy where the voters should decide, he alone will make the decision whether or not he will accept the results. It's the citizens
controversial comment. We've talked about that.
It's the citizens. I feel very strongly about it. You feel strongly about an imposter walking into our office trying to get staff people to do X and Y and then come up with this video. I feel very strongly about the right of every citizen to vote, Kelly, and I want to make sure every American have the right to vote on Election Day.
Let's be clear. I've said nothing about my feelings. This is about a controversy that has erupted to the point where I wasn't the one who fired these two staffers. The Democrats fired these two staffers. So obviously they believe some wrongdoing took place. Whether the tape was obtained, let me just finish, whether the tape was obtained improperly or not, but no one so far has come out to challenge the legitimacy of these particular tapes put out by James O'Keefe and Project Veritas. In fact, they've acted on them.
Absolutely.
So you say that the tapes are falsified?
Mr. O'Keefe enjoys falsifying records. He did it with NPR. He's done it with
what about in this
sources.
case?
But Kelly, can I ask you, we're at a presidential debate, and Donald Trump made several ridiculous claims tonight.
You're dodging. I hit Donald Trump's representatives with those, but now I have you.
I don't play dodgeball, honey. I play basketball. And I'm just telling you, he tried to score on misinformation.